everyone, it's Shar. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another speed build. Now, because I'm about to start a new Let's Play with Not So Berry and I'm thinking I'm going to use my sim self, I wanted to build for my save file. And what I wanted to build was specifically a bar where people in the LGBTQ plus community can go and meet other queer people, especially if I'm going to do a sim self. My girl's going to need a place to meet other queer people. So that is why I built this bar. Did you know that in the United States, there are literally less than 27 lesbian bars across the entire United States, and there are only 23, I think, from what I saw. So in this video, I just wanted to do something that was a little bit more modern, something outside of my comfort zone. As I mentioned in my last speed build, I feel like I'm really out of practice. So I wanted to challenge myself to build something that was a community lot, number one, because I feel like I am absolutely the worst at community lots, and something that had a little bit more architectural interest than just, you know, a box with another box. I think it's still a box with another box, but I added some more boxes around the place to add more focus. You can see that I actually spent a lot of this build outdoors because I'm a millennial, and I'm like, if I was going to go to a bar or to a nightclub, I would want to go somewhere that's like very visually aesthetic. And for me, I just picture like a big, gorgeous outside patio area with lots of sunken fire pits and a pool and lots of like outdoor seating and stuff. So you're going to see I add an area that's just like the bar where you can sit by the fireplace. I'm going to have sunken fireplace areas, and I'm going to have another patio out the back that's like the piano bar. And that was my vision. This build is not limited by packs at all, because honestly my save file is something that I'm building for fun, and I have no intention of doing anything but building for me because I play so many legacy challenges. I like to have a save file that's already suited to my taste. I've only ever done this lot that's going into my save file. Safe to say the previous build, while she's cute, she's probably not going to be in my save file. That is what I did, and I have to tell you, I'm so freaking excited to play Not So Berry. I've been putting it off because, as I mentioned in my last video, something I want to do for the remainder of June is upload 5 videos a week. So you'll see this week I've uploaded Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is Friday's video. There'll be one tomorrow, and then I'm going to stick with that schedule of a new video every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday and Monday there's no video, and then resets. You'll notice that there haven't been as many Let's Plays, and that's because I'm honestly still finding my footing with uploading that frequently. So thank you so much for your patience as I do that. What I found is that uploading 5 videos a week, not that you really care, but I treat this like my podcast. So hello, welcome to my life. You can put me on in the background while you go around your house and you do your chores or whatever it is that you need to do. What I find is that there's a lot more creativity because I have to think of videos that are not going to be super editing heavy. Of course I'm going to edit, but what I mean is that it's not going to take me like 5 hours to edit a video. So I've been doing some mods videos. I went CC shopping. I want to do a video where I'm showing you some of my favorite creators in The Sims 4. Genuinely, I just want to have helpful videos for you all, especially if you're new to The Sims or you don't watch a ton of Sims content. Something that you can go in and you can say, I'm looking for the answer to how to find custom content or what mods to download or where I can find mods or where I can find CC, things like that. So if there's any video that would be helpful, please let me know and I would love to record one. Keeping in mind, I'm not a Sims expert, and no, I cannot troubleshoot your game or why your mod is broken. That's a question for your mod if it's a mod, and if your game is broken, that's a question for EA, not for me. I really enjoyed this build and how it turned out. You can see I try to stick to a general color scheme of pink, orange, blues, and yellows and purples. Those are the colors that I want to go with for the builds. And initially in my head, I had this idea that it was going to be like a super small speakeasy. That's because initially I wanted to have this build be in like a Willow Creek area, but then I was like, if it's going to be this big gorgeous patio area, it's going to need to have a big gorgeous view. And this lot specifically, you can't see it, is in San Myshuno. It's by the water, so the view is literally the entire skyline of San Myshuno. It's all of like the water that surrounds it, and then it's the bridge, which you can see little peaks of it as I flip the camera, but that's something that I really wanted to put emphasis on, and I'm glad that I did, because if I'm gonna play in it, I'm like, I'm gonna need some good screenshot material. I did a screenshot test at the end of this video. You can see I put a lot of attention on decor. I really tried to not cut as much out of this video, because when it comes to speed builds, I think it's helpful for people to see the trial and error, and that I just don't come in with a vision and then I perfectly execute that vision. I think I did a pretty good job of getting the vision that I wanted, but this build took me like 3 hours, and it was a lot of scrolling through the catalog and trying to pick out items and trying to figure out how to fill up wall space without adding in windows, all of the things. Now let me tell you something, and this is like purely speculation, right? So if you're not in the Sims community, there's this whole theory, right, that there is going to be a horse ranch pack, that is the next pack for The Sims 4. And the reason people think that is because there was a leak on CD Keys, I believe, which is like when you can buy Sims 4 games at a discount, and they had the Sims 4 horse ranch kit. Now I get the horse girls are very excited. I'm excited for you. People have been asking for horses for so long in The Sims 4. I have no faith. Absolutely no faith at all that this pack will work. Number one, how are you going to make an entire expansion pack about horses? It's going to need more than the horse to be worth 40 simoleons. Number two, The Sims 4 has closed the world. Where are you going with your horse? You can only ride around in your neighborhood, and even then you cannot visit a lot without going through a loading screen. So I'm very confused as to what the horses are going to do. And number three, as we know, The Sims 4 typically has no problem releasing games with bugs. In truth, I think that there's a lot of pressure for them to release content and do so before the content is at perfection. In my head, I imagine EA being like, I don't give a fuck. You're going to release this whether it works or not, which is why they then later try to patch things. But my deep concern here is, number one, horses are not going to work. I really see them being very buggy and glitchy. And number two, because that's such a massive change and update to the game, I fear that it's going to break many other aspects of the game and other aspects of packs. And that is what I am deeply terrified of. By the way, here's this beautiful view that you'll see in a moment if you haven't already seen it, because voiceovers are weird. So that's my concerns with it. And honestly, the next pack that I would be looking forward to, and let me know what pack you would want in The Sims 4. I really want an amusement park pack. I'm not kidding. I want to be able to build an amusement park and send my Sims on roller coasters. I am morbid, but there's lots of Sims 4 deaths. I want a death at the amusement park, and I want amusement parks to come with hotels. That's my dream pack. I want to be able to build hotels because I love sending my Sims on vacation. It may not seem like it because I'm in the thick of things with my legacy challenges and there are 8 billion kids, but I do love sending my Sims on vacation, and especially because I'm getting ready to play Not So Berry with my Sim self. Girl, I love a vacation. I want a vacation world. So that is my wish list. And yeah, I don't know. This build took me like a really long time. I had a vision in my head, and that is what I tried to execute. And then I was on a time crunch as I was building this because I had therapy at like 2 hours, right? So I started building and recording at like 11:30 in the morning, right? And I had therapy at 1:45, and I was like, there's no way it's gonna take me 2 hours to build this lot. It took longer than that. So at some point I had to pause the video, and you'll see that jump where I'm like decorating stuff, and then suddenly we're outside and the entire lot is built. That's because I was so consumed by this build that I had a really bad therapy session because she was talking to me, and your girl, she was not fucking listening. I was not listening, not my therapist, because I was like, this build, I have this idea of what I can do here and do here and do here. So she's talking to me and she's asking me questions, and I'm like answering them, but also in the background I'm continuing to build in The Sims 4. It's so funny too, because while I was building this, at some point I realized I have an upstairs, and like there was no stairs to the upstairs at all, and I realized, oopsies, I needed to, you know, put some stairs in. And I left a little bit of the struggle, but just know I cut out like 10 minutes of me struggling with where to put the stairs, because I knew I didn't want it to be in this back area, the bar area with all of the pride flags and the greenery, because to me that was my speakeasy vision. It's the area of the bar that you went to if you want to chill a little bit, and the upstairs is the same thing, while the main like partying space is the outdoor outdoor space and what you walk into, which is a DJ and the dance floor. If you want slower paces, there were different sections that you could go to. So I didn't want the stairs to be there because I felt like it would disrupt the energy. Plus I had bathrooms there. So then I decided to move the DJ booth, shrink the space down, and put the stairs against the back wall. And something about me when I build is that I love a funky bathroom. So I decided to just go all out with the bathroom with like the hot pink and the pink and blue floor tile. I really loved how that worked out. And I don't know, that's pretty much it. I did have an inspiration for the patio area with Pinterest because I was looking for like modern architecture. I got this one glimpse of like a sunken fire pit area, took that and ran with it. So that was the inspo for the backyard, and my idea for this lot in general is like elevated bar. By elevated, I just mean there's lots of fancy decor there. Very, very expensive pieces. If this lot was residential, it cost a lot of fucking money. That was my vision for it. I really enjoyed how it turned out. So let me tell you about my life, besties. Not that you care, but I'm currently right now in the process of looking for a new job. I'm looking to change industries, which is always a challenge because I've been in my industry for a long time. I want to say a little bit under 10 years I've been in my industry. If we're counting like working in college, if we're not, then about 6 years or so, which is not a long time for some people, but because my experience is all in that industry, to suddenly change industries just requires a lot of networking, etc. That is what I'm working on. And also, I currently live in New York City. If you ever watch my videos and you hear like a loud ass siren in the background or an ambulance or police or people screaming, besties, that's what New York City sounds like all the freaking time. I just do my best to pause if there is an ambulance or a police car or sirens passing by outside so that you don't hear it so clearly. And you would think I live at street level. I don't. Yeah, so I'm hoping to move to California or to Washington or to Oregon. I really want to move to the West Coast for no other reason than I have been an East Coast girly my entire life. I was born and raised in New York City. I then moved to upstate New York, and I moved to Philadelphia. Then I moved back to New York. Like, I think it would be fun to just try something new. And I'm the kind of person, I'm not opposed to risk. I'm not risk averse. So I'm just like, I'm thinking I want to go and try that out for myself, especially because during the pandemic, I moved back in with my family. And while I have loved being with my family, I am at the point where I'm really craving having my own space again, and that's going to require me to have a job that will allow me to move to the area that I want to move. So that is something that I'm working on in the background. And also I got an AMC movie pass, which if you don't know what that is and you're not in the States, AMC is a movie theater, right? And it's a chain of movie theaters. And what it is that you pay a fee a month where you can go and see 3 free movies a week. So you get to see 12 free movies a month and you pay 1 monthly fee. My monthly fee is $26. And you might be thinking to yourself, that's pretty expensive. And I would agree that is a relatively expensive fee, but here's why it's worth it. Again, not that you care, but you're just here to listen to me ramble in the background. 1 ticket to the movies at a discounted rate in New York City is $26. A single movie is $26. So I was like, why would I pay $26 to see 1 movie when I could pay $26 and see 12 movies? So that is what I ended up doing. So I saw The Little Mermaid, which I loved so much, and I was so happy that I loved it because I never liked the original Little Mermaid. I feel like they were trying to tell a story, but they didn't tell the full story. And with the remake, what they did was, I think, really, really good because we were able to get more of the story of what they were trying to tell, and it was less about Ariel wanting to be with Prince Eric and more about Ariel wanting to be heard by her father and Ariel wanting to live in the above world, and clarifying that Ariel is a mermaid but she's also a siren, which is why Prince Eric would have been obsessed with her voice. It had nothing to do with him like, that voice is pretty, and magically in love, like he was under a siren spell. So I really enjoyed that, and I want to go see The Little Mermaid again. My hope is that if I'm able to finish all of the work I need to get done today, that I'll be able to go see it. And then I also went to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. There won't be any spoilers here, besties, but just know that I really freaking loved it because I saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse when it first came out 5 years ago. 5 years ago. It came out in 2018, right? And we had to wait 5 years. Obviously, there was a lot of things going on, production, COVID, etc. So we finally get it. So I go to the movie. It's 2.5 hours. Your girl's sitting there. I have to really fucking pee. Like halfway through the movie, I'm about to piss my pants. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna wait till this movie is over. I'm watching it. I'm into it. Obi comes on screen and I'm like, hey, like I loved Obi so much. I know the girlies are simping for Miguel, but Miguel got some serious anger issues and need a fucking therapist for real. Obi was bae. I was so into Obi, and I of course love Miles and Gwen and the whole Spider Squad. And we get to this crazy scene at the end, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready to see the final battle sequence that we're coming to be continued. The way the entire theater gasped was horrified. We were all like, what the fuck? Right? Because we are very, very confused. And we're thinking it's a joke. Like, it's a joke, right? To be continued. Ha ha ha, just kidding. And the movie continues. No. It went straight to the credits. And I stayed and I watched the entire credits thinking we're going to get like a bonus cutscene. No. We'll see you in Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is coming out next year. And I'm like, how are you gonna leave us on a cliffhanger? I couldn't believe it. But then I was also like doing some research because I hyperfixate on things, besties. It becomes my entire personality when I really love something. So I was looking up Gwen and Miles fanfiction. Yes, I was. I was very excited because I was just like looking at Gwen and Miles fanfiction, and I was like, just having a good time. And all I'm gonna say is Earth 4 allowed me to feel very reassured. So that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. As always, subscribe if you are not already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.